Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant on Slashback, a movie about some girls who save a town kind of up around the Arctic Circle because they're cool, empowered little girls who can fight their way through anything. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Okay, so this actually looks pretty fun. I'm not knocking it. So these four girls are friends. They live in a rugged area of the world. I think it's called Pang. I don't know if that's a real place or not. They appear to be all Inuit, and is that the right word? Am I using that correctly? Anyhow, so they come from a culture of hunters, essentially. You know, you gotta hunt, keep the food going up in these harsh climes. So there's some sort of weird blood-sucking alien that attacks the town and starts killing off people, and it sort of possesses them too. It's like, it sort of reminds me, there was a scary movie in the 80s where it was like there were a bunch of worms that would inhabit your body and kind of make you into a zombie. It's kind of like that. I'm not sure if it's a specific creature or if it's several of them. Let's see. I can't read the credits here. It's so tiny. Oh, here we go. Directed by Nyla Inuksuk. Written by Nyla Inuksuk and Ryan Kavan. And I'm going to guess Nyla, who's doing some heavy lifting here, is Inuit herself. I'm guessing that's a girl's name because it ends with A. So I kind of like it. I mean, I don't think it's woke. I mean, it's kind of is, but it's kind of not meant to be a woke take because it's teenage girls. They're acting like teenage girls because they're arguing over boys. in the course of the trailer, they're arguing over who likes who. And that's kind of funny. It's just that they grow up in this harsh climb where they probably learned how to shoot a gun. So the opening of the trailer is they shoot a polar bear. A polar bear that's charging right at them. They're arguing over who's shooting the gun, and then this girl's just standing there. The polar bear's chasing, and I think it's already injured, and she just blows its head off. See, I told you I could shoot the gun. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's possible. You know, she's shooting a gun. It's not like she's, you know, it's not like she took it out with a knife. But then you see like this fisherman gets caught up in a net, and it pulls him in the water, and probably gets eaten or it gets taken over, and then he comes out and stuff. Yeah, see, so you got this weird worm thing crawling under the skin. It's pretty cool looking. So I think this could be a fun movie. You know, it's just that the main characters are girls, but it's in a situation, I think, where you can make it believable that the girls have a bit of skill here. A bit of skill. They're not just some dopey teenagers. See here, this is like one of the fishermen. Maybe it's the same guy. Here's the sheriff. He probably tries to save them and then gets killed himself. So they're putting on their war paint or whatever from their tribe, and then they're going after him. And they're going to save the day. And it's just kind of a fun movie. Obviously, I mean, you could check your brain at the door for this kind of thing, but it doesn't look too bad. It's called Slashback. And here are some of the other kids. And they're making jokes. I like that. I'll say it. It reminds me a little bit of the Pineys because you've got a bunch of just local knuckleheads doing the hunting. And they're like, we're hunters. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So the first act will be the girls out on the, I don't know what you call that. It's not savannah. It's not a savannah. Tundra? It's not really a tundra unless it's frozen, right? Where the thawed out, you know, takes place in the thaw. And they're, you know, they've got guns because this is the kind of life you lead when you live in these remote areas. So they're shooting a gun. See, they're putting on a war paint. That's pretty cool. It works for them, I think. And so they end up shooting a polar bear and, saving the other girls. And it's no big deal. It's like, that's what they do. That's how they live their lives. You can get eaten by a polar bear in one of these places, right? It feels like Alaska, but I don't know. I think they would say Alaska if it was. I think it's maybe a different place. Maybe it's someplace in Canada. Maybe it's someplace in Asia. I don't know. No, I guess it wouldn't be Asia. I think that would be some other kind of group. So yeah, I'm gonna guess Alaska. Maybe that's the name of the town, Pang, or maybe it's a region that I'm unaware of. Anyhow, so you establish that the girls are who they are. Establish like they're still young women, right? They're talking about boys and they're arguing over it, and they've got their little friendship things, and I think that their dynamic sounds pretty realistic. And then the end of the first act, you introduce, one of the fishermen being horribly murdered by one of these things, pulled into the water, he's never seen again, or he shows up later, like totally possessed by these things. Perhaps they were, in a meteor. Perhaps they've been frozen under the ice for millions of years. You don't know. Anyhow, people start getting killed or disappear, and slowly but surely during the course of the second act, we find out, oh God, people are being horribly murdered by these things, and they have to figure out what the things are, and they have a few close calls, and they manage to kill them or get away, and then it's like, oh, eventually we got to gear up, and then by the time you get to the second act, we kind of know the stakes. We kind of know, they all know, all the characters know what's at stake here, and they're going to save the town. They got a plan. They got the guns, and third act is a big battle, and they save everybody. Because, yeah, I don't think this is going to end with everybody being brutally murdered. It feels like it's the same tone as like Tremors, right? You've got these underground things that are going to destroy the whole town, but then a couple of knuckleheads save the day. In this case, it's going to be a couple of kids. It's kind of like a bit of a Stranger Things vibe because of the bikes and the age of the kids, but I could get behind it. It's fun. So yeah, I don't think that it's Shudder, so it's probably going to be bloody and gory, crazy gory scenes of yeah. Here we go. We got a little glimpse of the monster here. She's just and again, like, they're not acting like woke idiots, like how the woke idiots would write this. She's acting like a little girl who's scared. Some of the other girls have different personalities and can save her. Yeah, I think I'd totally watch this. This is on Shudder. Good on you guys. It feels like an 80s movie, doesn't it? It feels a bit 80s. You got the from Pang. Where's Pang? Never heard of that. Girls from Pang. Okay, maybe that's the town. Yeah, Slashback. I would totally watch this. It's on Shudder. Shudder free. I never remember. Somebody wrote, let's take a minute to appreciate how much time and work she put into these videos. It's unbelievable. I think they deserve a lot more than that. Okay. I don't know what that's in reference to. I don't think that's in reference to the trailer. But someone gave it a 10/10 trailer. Looks great. Yeah, I would totally watch this movie. You know what? I think I'll give it an upvote. Cautious upvote. I mean, it could go insanely woke and be stupid, but Shudder doesn't have that rep. Shudder is pretty well dedicated to horror, and this seems like comedy horror, right? So, a bunch of kids who have to fight monsters, and it'd be too much of a downer if they all died. If even one of them died, it would be too much of a downer, I think. Nobody wants to see kids die in a movie. You want to see them all live and then come back in a sequel. So, Slashback. Check it out. Do we have a date on this thing? I would think it would be great to release this around Halloween. But, I mean, it is Shudder, so it could come out relatively soon. It might even be out. It's the first trailer. Probably could be out this next month. So I would look for it, especially if you're a Shudder fan. Do you have to be a subscriber to Shudder? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. That's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. I got allergies today, so my head is swelling. The Claritin does nothing. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for my more base takes and more complaining about my allergies. And we'll see you tomorrow.